Well, Harshal, you're actually drinking coffee on Coffee with the
Yes, we
Founder.
are.
Thank you for being on theme. I'm not. I have my pink lemonade here, but I'm happy you're here. And you've been at a company for 12 years doing this thing. So we're going to talk a lot about this, about ZymoChem, which is deep in the trenches in the lab space. And it looks like you're solving something so needed and so massive. So my goodness, we will get into it. But first, by way of introduction, you are founder and CEO of ZymoChem. Did I get that right?
Yeah, yeah,
ZymoChem,
absolutely.
great.
Yeah,
And last name Chokhawala, correct?
yeah,
Excellent. Well, we're here live from Berkeley with our coffee.
yeah.
So let us discuss, what are we solving with ZymoChem? It's biotech, of course. It's bio-based materials, fossil fuel deriving chemicals. Tell us all the things. It's a lot going on here.
Absolutely. So why don't we start with the name ZymoChem? So
Okay.
Zymo is sort of the old world word for fermentation,
Mm-hmm.
and chemistry is organic chemistry. And so
There you go.
my background, and I've spent 25 years in this,
Okay.
is really marrying my two loves on how you could use enzymes to do really complex organic chemistry to create chemicals and materials that pretty much form the fabric of all of our lives. And what I
Such as in
realized
plastics.
coming,
Go
such as
ahead.
plastics,
Mm,
that go into everyday goods that we use, from diapers to
yep.
nylons that go into automotives, car parts, to also go into leggings and other fabrics,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is made from chemicals that are typically derived from fossil-based inputs.
Yeah.
And
It's bad.
using this technology, yes, absolutely, you can use renewable carbon, to make these same materials without compromising the performance and cost, but really adding sustainability to the food here.
Hmm.
And as you noted, this is my 13th year at ZymoChem, and it takes a while to get deep science and technology right so that it's ready for
Yes.
commercialization. And
Yes.
that's what I'm very excited about today is our first product called BAYSE, BAYSE, the
Mm-hmm.
world's first scaled up plant-based superabsorbent polymer,
Hmm.
is commercial and ready right now.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
for those
Okay.
of you in the audience who don't speak
Yes.
chemistry like I do,
Yes. What do you put this
superabsorbent,
on? Yes.
yeah, so superabsorbent polymer is the key ingredient, the hero ingredient of diapers, fem hygiene, and a host of other
Mm-hmm.
industries. It sticks around for 500 plus years, degrades into microplastics. Horrible.
Horrible.
And what
Yeah.
we have
I've seen the press
created
release here. Yeah.
unlocks
Yeah.
the first fully bio-based ingredient that unlocks this entire industry to go plant-based, and
Hmm.
really remove a lot of nasties from the infant space, the hygiene space, and this ingredient unlocks that.
Wow. And that is because, as I'm looking at more of the website here, I mean, stuff that's in anything like absorbent diapers, uh, pads, that we're putting on our skin in all the sensitive places and such is plastic derived. So that's not good, of course.
That's
Okay.
absolutely.
Walk me through a little bit on how long this took to develop and what the challenges were.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first piece was really, ZymoChem, you can think about it in three stages.
Mm-hmm.
The first 5 to 6 years were really spent in developing the basic R&D that is behind the company.
Mm-hmm.
So, fundamentally, we realized that we needed better science to unlock the business opportunity. And so the first wave of the company was really focused on that, where we were very fortunate that the Department of Energy, the National Science Foundation, and all these government entities really were supporting our bold vision on how you can use domestic resources like sugar derived from
Mm-hmm.
corn or other feedstocks to
Yep.
manufacture and give us the supply chain security, the sustainability, etc. Right?
Yes, and you were in the lab, it sounds like, for like almost 6 years at
Yes,
UC
absolutely.
Berkeley, and then went over to do this, which is where you've been almost for like the 13. Okay, keep going,
Yeah.
keep going. Didn't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt, but just the timeline. Yep,
And so that was the first 5 years of the company. And
yeah.
then what we hit was sort of this commercial inflection, saying, hey, the technology works. We
Mhm,
can unlock the right economics. And then we prompted the question, hey, what do we work on? Who do we partner with?
mhm.
How do we bring this technology to fore? Right. And
Mhm.
that's when sort of my wife was pregnant with twins. And I
Of
learned,
course,
yeah, hey, one
all
more
the
thing
things
on
all the
top of a
time. Yes,
founder,
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes,
But that was the most magical
yes.
moment in my life. But as a scientist, I started thinking about, hey, what is my baby exposed to? And I realized microplastics will go through in and out the human placenta. And even before the baby is born, he's already exposed to microplastic pollution.
Mm,
And that kind of really gutted me. And we decided to take steps towards that by developing the technology that we've been working at ZymoChem and creating better plastics that are biodegradable, that are plant-based, and don't stick around for much longer than what your baby's life is, right?
mm,
And that's where the idea of reinventing the diaper came to us,
mm.
because you're putting so much literally shit on the curb when you're
Yeah.
going through this, and all that persists for 500
Well, as
years
you said, yeah,
plus,
it goes, oh
of the
God.
baby. So we
Hmm.
found a better solution, and that's been a big part of my journey since the second half of the company, which has been
Mm,
over the last 5 years, where
hmm.
we dreamed up this novel ingredient, developed the technology, and sort of very proud to in 2024 launch this and announce this product commercially, raised a $21 million Series A,
You
brought in
did,
some
you
key
did.
brands like
Yep.
the
Toyota
Toyota
Ventures.
Group,
Yes. Yep.
Lululemon, where we met. And
Wow.
yeah, very
Fascinating.
excited for the path forward for us.
Mm. I sense the energy you still have, Harshal, which is great. And I say
Yeah.
still because 12 years in it is long in the startup world. But startups can take 10, 20 plus years, especially 30 even in the biotech space, particularly. Okay. Did you have an aha moment going from the lab to the startup in the sense that you went, aha, okay, I gotta do this as a business. I need to get out of the lab vertical.
Yeah. So the aha moment for me was as I was transitioning out of the lab road into industry.
Mm,
I started asking questions upon in my interview process, saying, "Hey, if this technology works, can you make money?" Right? Like it's a
yeah,
basic question,
yeah.
but the number of times I found sort of white faces or blank faces was incredible.
Mm,
And to give you a little bit of background, I actually come from a business family. So everybody I knew growing up was in business. So it was kind of sort of a full circle aha moment where the business side kind of married the science side.
mm,
And in the Bay Area at that particular moment in time, 12 years ago, there was an enormous amount of opportunity on how you could create and tune biology to do what you want. So there was a phenomenal sort of innovation engine kicking in. And so I really kind of married these three worlds
mm.
together. And that was sort of the aha moment for me personally.
Got it. Okay. Ooh, how fun. How was the transition from more lab to business?
Absolutely. So initially, success was like, hey, can I solve these science
Yeah,
questions? Right.
yeah,
That was what success was like. And then success transitioned into, hey, I've solved these science questions. What should we make? Right. Sort of
yes.
more of the business type of questions. And so
Hmm.
for us, it's been the definition of what we're doing has been evolving as the stage, as the growth of the company has been evolving too.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So it sounds what I'm hearing from this is it wasn't too much of a shocking thing for you to go, oh man, I used to love to be in the lab all day wearing my coat and everything to like, oh God, operating a startup. It continues on for you.
Absolutely. And to me, one of the worst things that I felt at that point was like,
Yeah.
you continue to work on the science piece, but if it doesn't see commercialization, then all the innovation that
Who
you've
cares?
done to
Yes,
make the world better,
exactly.
exactly, it doesn't see.
Exactly.
And that to me was really frustrating.
Yeah.
And the way out of this was like, I felt like, hey, there's a better way to this. And as a scientist, realized what the better way
Hmm.
was
Mm,
and started to go ahead and build it.
hmm. Okay. So you're one of the unique lab scientist people who is actually enjoying the business side and the craziness of startup life.
Absolutely. I love
Mm.
it. Right. It's just problem solving, but with a different wrapper.
It's
Right.
just problem solving all the time.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
day you wake up, seven new problems. Great. What,
Yeah.
what am I going to solve today? I like the perspective,
Yeah.
Arshal. Okay. Now, previously there you said, oh, we need to convince customers. And so often with companies that are in, let's say, energy reduction or climate tech space or whatever, the whole reason the green busted or the green boom or whatever was like, well, stuff wasn't cheaper. So
Yeah.
ultimately, yeah, save the planet. Who cares about that? Because actually, it's not cheaper. So there's that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about: is this more efficient? Is this cheaper, etc. For anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. So the core of our technology is we can make a lot more product per unit input. right?
Okay.
So think of this as brewing beer, right? You
Yeah.
get a 9 pack for the price of a 6 pack.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what our technology does for a number of different products. And so the question for us with our first product base, right, is not, can you perform, which is the most important criteria. You
Yeah,
don't,
that's
nobody
number
wants a
one.
leaky diaper. That doesn't matter how good it is for the
That's
environment.
that's a
But
good point. No, no one wants that. Nope.
but
Nope.
we've now demonstrated that it performs as well, if not better, than what's used on the market today.
Hmm.
And we fairly recently, about a couple of weeks ago, released data saying, hey, we've actually put it on babies, tested it, and we're seeing sort of check marks across the board. From when parents understand what this diaper is made of, the purchase intent's
Hmm.
gone up, way up, and we've demonstrated we get 100% leak-free diapers. and
Great.
and we're seeing amazing traction across the board from consumers, brand
Hmm.
folks who are manufacturing these diapers to adopt our ingredients so they can launch
Mm.
what a diaper, what a fem hygiene product, what an
Yeah.
adult diaper is
Yeah.
going to look like for the next 100 years, where there's no choice between, hey, is this good for the planet, good for the baby, good for
Yeah.
the
No.
wallet,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
We're kind of hitting all of those.
You have to hit all of those. Okay. Now you're a material science company. Do you not need though a diaper manufacturer, a Playtex to come to you and say, "Hey, we're going to do this for our female." In other words, do you need to sell? I'm assuming to B2B.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
we have a number of customers
Yeah.
already where we're
Oh,
selling this to
okay.
B2B.
Yeah. And then they're going to
Obviously, we're
manufacture, do the
also
blah blah blah. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay. But what were you going to
The,
say? I interrupted you.
no, I'm just saying that the folks in the hygiene industry call this the holy grail for the industry, right? Think of this as a
Why?
masterpiece of product in the hygiene industry.
Yeah.
Diapers made of 36 components. The largest one is this super absorbent polymer. If you replace that, you now can create the world's most eco-friendly diaper, fully plant-based, compostable, no compromise on performance. And this industry had solved for all the other components except for the super absorbent polymer, which is roughly a third of the weight of a diaper. So it's a big thing. You're kind of bringing in the biggest piece,
I
the
mean, that's
largest
pretty
piece
good.
of a jigsaw puzzle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So very
Yeah.
excited that the $145 billion hygiene industry can now move without compromise using our material.
I would love to see this, Harshal. This is great. This is why I love doing the show, because you get to talk on like what is the bleeding edge next things that we'll be seeing and consuming and physically touching and so forth on
Yeah.
things. So awesome. Okay. What have you changed your mind on lately, if there's anything? One of my favorite questions to ask on this little show.
Absolutely. So it's been interesting. When we started, and when I say lately, I'll
Yeah.
tell you that my journey over 12 years, right? As
Yeah.
a
You might be
CEO, as a
lately.
founder, as a scientist. When I initially started, I always thought science and technology was so important. That was the core of the business, right? And to a large degree, that is actually accurate, because if you don't progress the science, you don't really have anything to sell or to anything to
You
build
don't.
commercially,
You're in the
right?
lab forever.
But at the same time, I've seen this journey from going two kids in a lab to now a company that's close to 50 people putting product onto the market. And at some point, there's this flip in this equation where team dynamics and the right chemistry, so to say, within
Mhm.
people,
Yeah.
and the culture that you develop far outweighs the science that you're doing. And so that's something that I would say has become more clear to me over my journey as a scientist turned into a CEO,
Hmm.
building a high functioning organization to deliver products globally to customers everywhere.
But okay, go back to what you were saying there. Outweighs the science because you're meaning the importance of the people executing is so much better.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. The best
Haven't heard it
people
said
will
like
figure
that.
out the
Yeah, they're gonna.
answers to
Yeah.
what you need. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, isn't that true?
Yeah.
Again, who you work with is so important, and really makes the life, because we spend so much time in work often. So don't you want to work around great people? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. What about just an unlock, something where you've discovered lately where you're like, aha, I got something here. Besides, obviously, this innovation in multiple years in the making. Anything more on the founder level, perhaps?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that, for me, I would say, incredibly lucky in some shape and form that
Mhm.
I've got to pick the path that I've been on over the
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And and people, science, commercial, technology have all sort of played into that luck to get us to sort of
Mm,
where we are today. So, that I would say for us has been an important piece that, that I find sort of in my everyday interaction. So,
mm.
as an example, like,
Yeah.
I would say as a scientist, I became lucky when I read about this microplastic thing when my wife was pregnant. I was like, that
Yeah.
was sort of one of my aha moments. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know about this before, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the same vein, I would also say that I'm very lucky, as a 12-year journey in ZymoChem, we're very lucky at a point where we have the base, which is the right performance, the right sustainability, the right cost structure, everything that's lined up with customers at the table, and really very close in close proximity to touching my dream of having base powered diapers, on shelves for customers to use globally. Right. So very lucky
Base
to be at
powered
that
diapers.
point. Says when
It just sounds so scientific and gusto, but it's diapers still. It's diapers. But I
it is
love it.
diapers,
Yeah, it
yeah.
is. And those are, people need diapers. My
Yeah.
God. At
And
all levels in life.
what you
Yes.
may not know, or your readers may not know,
Mm.
and I don't know if this is a coffee conversation or not in the
Sure.
morning,
Sure. Tell
but
me.
the amount of diapers that end up in landfill every minute and every second is just incredible.
Oh, I don't even
And
want
to
to know the
me,
stats.
you know,
We're
we
not, no.
we all think about single-use plastic in our lives, like straws and cups,
Yeah.
etc. What you know what
Diapers.
is this? What is a single-use plastic? It's diapers. You
Yes.
can use your
Yes.
straw more than once or a cup more than once.
Yeah.
What you can't use is diapers more than
Oh
once.
man, I think you have a brilliant. This is the PR person in me, like brilliant consumer play
Yeah.
in your hands of how you could make this so much more powerful and so forth. Because yeah, I think. Why do you think that is? My first take is it's because you think, well, oh, plastic, it's bendable, I can slurp through it or something. Diaper is like I think of it as fabric, it's
Yeah.
cloth. So
Yeah.
I don't think about it as plastics in there, but a lot of clothing also same thing. You're like, it's not plastic. What do you mean plastic? No,
Yeah.
plastic is everywhere, including your clothes,
Yeah.
including your underwear,
Yeah.
including your diaper.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
infants are sort of the youngest of the category, right? Just born. And you're wrapping them literally in plastic 24/7 for the first 2.5, 3 years of their lives.
That's your campaign right there, Harshal. Don't wrap your baby in plastic.
Absolutely. And that's the systemic change that we want to bring, not just to hygiene, Beck, but sort of all the other industries too. Because the
Yeah.
widely held sort of opinion is like, hey, it's very difficult to compete against fossil-based
Hmm.
established supply chains, right?
Yes.
So that you can have mass adoption. And hey, overnight success story, 12 years in the making, we're here.
Isn't that always the case? Yeah, it's just
That
wow,
is always
suddenly
the
we're here.
case.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Harshal, you have been in this, a decade plus, as we are talking about. What advice would you give other founders, venture backed ones, about I hate the word journey, about the road of entrepreneurship?
Yeah. I mean, I'll translate a few things that I've learned in my life. I think it takes a village to construct something that is deeply meaningful
Mm,
and that can catalyze change for a number of different people all
mm,
across the world.
mm-hmm,
And you need to find your village, right? For
mm,
for us, it was, my family who, fortunately I had the opportunity to do what I wanted to do and not go through my
yeah.
dad's business. My wife, who was like incredibly supportive throughout this journey, to help me sort of on the path that I wanted to choose. To our
Mm-hmm,
investors, our lead investor in our Series A, Lindy, I've known her for almost 10 years.
mm,
More of a
mm-hmm,
thought partner, joint
mm-hmm,
executioner versus an investor. Like you need to
mm-hmm.
find your people that will help you
Yeah.
accelerate things when
Yeah.
things are going well and help you when things are not going well as a really thoughtful partner.
Yes.
So value that quite highly is what my
Yes.
advice would be.
Mm. Be careful who you bring along on the path. Really, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Because it's hopefully going to be a long path.
Yeah.
I don't want to be walking with people, trying to run me over, frankly. There you go. Ah,
Yeah.
I have loved this conversation, Harshal, so much. I love the potential branding that you have right there. Don't wrap your baby in plastic. Oh my God, you could do like babies in plastic. Okay. We just, yeah, it could be crazy. Okay, take that back to your PR team, the people who are listening. Congrats on everything so far. This
Yeah.
is really meaningful stuff. I want to see a world where this exists.
Oh, that makes two of us, and Alex in the call,
Exactly.
three.
Exactly. All right, Harshal, drink the rest of your coffee. Do enjoy. Harshal Chokhawala, founder, CEO, ZymoChem. ZymoChem. Ooh, say it fast. ZymoChem. Ooh, I like it. Okay. Soon to be found in your diapers, powering those diapers. Can't wait. Can't wait.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Beck.
You're
This
so
has been
welcome.
wonderful.
See ya.